My name is Ian and welcome to Planted. In this video we're going to talk about peonies. They're a remarkable plant. In late May, early June they really are the harbinger of summer ahead. And just look at that flower. This is one called Sarah Bernhardt. Bought this years ago as a dry root in a bag packed with some sawdust shavings. The challenge is that these plants take a long time to get established. So if you plant it now, you're not going to get reliable quantity of flowers until 3 or 4 years. But they're worth planting. They absolutely are worth planting. It may be that you buy a new house and you inherit some peonies and you're not sure what to do with them. Well, the rule of thumb is don't disturb them. And I've got some examples to share with you later about the consequences of digging up peonies. They do need staking. I've cut one of the flowers here so you can see just a mass of petals, and this flower is very heavy, and without staking and support the whole thing will hang down and become very disfigured and ugly. Now if you want big flowers, you want to prune off the side buds so that all the nutrient goes to just one flower. Here you can see what happens if you have multiple buds on one stem. Look at the size of this flower compared to this one, and we've got 3 buds there, and there's already been a flower cut off it. So lots of buds on one branch means smaller flowers. If your peony is not flowering, chances are that the root crown was planted too deep, which means that in the fall you need to dig it up, set it at the right level, maybe even move it to a new position. But it does not want to be too deep because that will stop it flowering. It needs a little bit of heat to get to the crown in early spring to help move things along. I did an experiment where I dug up a peony crown in early March, moved it to see what would happen, and let me show you the results of that endeavor. It's quite interesting. Traditionally, peonies are dug up in the fall. They've gone dormant, you've cut them back, then you can divide them and move them to a new location. But I like experimenting in my garden, so I dug up my peony and moved it to a new location. Let's go and have a look. This is a peony called Sarah Bernhardt. It's been in this location for 5 years. It's a reliable flower, but I've got it located next to a fig tree that is doing very well. The fig tree will cause shade in the afternoon period of the day, and that will ultimately lead to the plant having less flowers in years to come. So rather than wait till the fall or November, early December, when it's dormant to dig it up and move it, I'm going to move it in early March. Bearing in mind this plant has been here for 5 years plus, there is a substantial root system of the peony, but there's also a substantial root system of the fig tree growing through it. So I've got some pretty big roots to cut through that are not peony roots. The challenge with this is that the peony puts on these huge, thick and swollen root systems, and that stores starch, which provides the energy to make the flowers in the springtime. But the very act of digging up means that you cut off all those feeding roots. And by moving it in early March, the plant's going to arrive in late spring without its feeding roots, but with the heat and the temperature and the day length to put on growth. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens to this plant once it's been moved and once it's got some more heat. Now, I cannot stress this enough. If you dig a plant up, any perennial plant, you need to dig it up and move it within the hour. Don't dig it up, leave it for a few days, and then get around to planting it. But you also need to plant it at the correct height. And I mentioned that at the opening of this video. Peonies that are sited too low have a tendency to put out very few buds. So get it at the right height. And what you see me do here is dig a nice hole, gradually backfill around the edge, making the hole wider and letting soil move into and around the roots of my new plant. And then you absolutely have to get some water in there and make sure that you wash new growing medium, new soil around all the roots. You don't want any voids where there should be soil and there isn't any. You can see there we've got our little shoots. Some are red, that means they've had daylight on them, and the white ones have been covered by leaves. So I'm pretty confident that I'm at the right height for this plant. Not too deep, not too shallow. I've got this backfilled about 80% of the way, and I will do multiple waterings to help wash the soil around the roots. But I'll also add more soil on top of the crown to further help fill those voids. Now, peonies are a valuable plant. They're expensive to buy. They're very time consuming to get going, and it can take many years before they start to do what you want them to do. If you think that this is a little bit excessive, that's fine. But given what the plant is, I want it to have every chance of putting down new roots, putting out lots of leaves, lots of shoots, and it being healthy for many years to come. I think it's safe to say that although my plant looks healthy, it's got lots of nice leaves on it, I only have one bud. So this would indicate that even moving it in March, it was too much of a shock. All of the other buds terminated and they are highly unlikely to grow. So we can say from this experiment that moving peonies in the springtime is not a good idea. This is what you want to have. This is the plant a few years ago, and I've got lots of buds, all of a uniform size, and here I use wooden stakes. Now you must stake it, but you do not want to fall into the trap of putting stakes, either stakes or bamboo canes, inside the crown of your plant. This cane here needs to be outside of the crown. The crown's in the middle, and you've got 3 canes or stakes in a triangular pattern away from that crown so as not to damage the roots. I still, to this day, always stake my plants too late. They grow very, very quickly in the springtime, and over a matter of 3 weeks, the buds come, the leaves come, and they can start to fall over. And this is what you have to be careful of. Here we are with the beautiful Sarah Bernard flowers, just breathtakingly beautiful, but they are heavy and they are numerous. And if you don't stake them properly, you're going to have a little bit of a catastrophe. They get mud on them, they go over quickly, and you won't have a chance to go out there and cut them and experience this. You can buy your plant in a pot, and you'll know what the color is if you buy it in flower, or you can buy what I have here, which is a root. Now this is one that I dug up in my garden to show you the new shoots on it and the size of the roots. If you buy a crown, you can't be sure of the color. A little bit like wisteria, buying it in flower will ensure that you get the right color for your application. And as always, if one is good, then more is better. Could you imagine what this would look like in just a few weeks? That's it. Bye for now.